So we knew something was going down when Bandai Namco put up a countdown on their website, and on the 17th of May 2016 they finally announced what that was. In 2016, at some point, we're going to be getting Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is a game that I got last year and was a surprisingly, amazingly, developed game. It's a game I really, really enjoyed. I say surprisingly because as much of a big Dragon Ball fan as I am, they haven't really released any decent Dragon Ball games for a good number of years, and I even gave up on the series. But there was something about Dragon Ball Xenoverse that pulled me into it, to be quite excited for it. And I got the game, and it did seriously impress me. So Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is definitely something I'm looking forward to. So I just thought I'd bring you this video kind of analysing the trailer, because that's all we've got at the moment. We don't really know anything else about the game apart from what was in the trailer. So I'm just going to bring you the things I liked and didn't like about the trailer, just sort of my thoughts and my little apprehensions about what we're going to be getting, and just give you my honest to God thoughts about what we're actually going to get with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Obviously it's early days, my opinion is probably going to change quite significantly as more information comes out. E3 is right around the corner, so we're probably going to get a bit more information then, but until then this is all the information we've got. I'm not going to be doing a reaction video or anything like that. I know a lot of people are jumping on the reaction bandwagon, but I refuse to do that. I personally don't like reaction videos. I don't think there's any point to them. I'm going to be bringing you my thoughts as they occur to me, and I'll be showing little tiny snippets of the video in the corner. So without further ado, these are my thoughts on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So the trailer opens up with what's clearly supposed to be Toki Toki City, at least from what I can make out. It's kind of advanced a lot, because if you remember in Xenoverse it was more of a sort of space station almost, with a lot of time capsule pods. That version of Toki Toki City is set in age 850, which is roughly 60 years after where Dragon Ball Super is at the moment, because they're in age 790 at the moment in the anime. So it's about sort of 60 years after Dragon Ball Super is now, where time travel is a thing that's happening quite significantly. So it seems like Toki Toki City has advanced quite a lot. So I would guess maybe at least sort of 100 years after the events of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but I mean that's just a guess from me. It seems like a proper city now. It seems really, really gorgeous, if I'm being honest with you. It's definitely no Dragon Ball location we've ever seen, so I'm assuming it's Toki Toki City, and it's advanced a lot. So if they're going down the same route as Dragon Ball Online, then maybe it's age 1000. There's a big monument to the sort of default time patroller that you could play as in the last game, so I'm assuming that the time patroller that we played as in the last game is dead. And also the fact that the history of Dragon Ball Xenoverse is kind of following the same route as Dragon Ball Online, at least in small ways, which is what makes me think age 1000, which is 150 years after the events of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It kind of feels very samey from the last game. Again, it's a case of these time scrolls getting sort of damaged, and you've got to go back in time and protect the history of Dragon Ball. We see a shot of Vegeta and Nappa with the red eyes and the glowing purple aura, which makes sense because Mirror and Toa, they survived the events of the last game. I'm assuming that we are not going to see Demigra or anything like that. The Supreme Kai of Time is probably still going to be alive. Future Trunks is probably going to be dead. At least that's just what I feel. This is not confirmed or anything like that. It's definitely not confirmed that that is Toki Toki City, or that it is several hundred years in the future. This is just my own sort of my own sort of takeaway from what we actually saw. So the Supreme Kai of Time is probably still alive, and it's probably the same general events. Mirror and Toa are fucking with history, except there's one bit at the end that's definitely something that really interested me. Events that you wish were different, as we see Future Trunks standing over Future Gohan's dead body. So that makes me think, well, whereas with Dragon Ball Xenoverse it was about going back in time to try and make the events carry out the same way as they did in the anime, what about if this is where we actually get to change history for the future? What about if that was showing us as one of the events we can change, where we can stop Future Gohan's death, and we can actually see how Dragon Ball would have been different had that not happened? Because obviously in the anime, Future Gohan got killed by the androids, and at least in the anime, not in the manga, in the anime it inspired Future Trunks to go Super Saiyan and get his ass kicked by the androids and get that Zenkai boost and decide to go back in time. So Future Gohan hadn't died, Future Trunks wouldn't have gone back in time. He wouldn't have been able to save the past, which means the past would have also gone through these events. So there's Future Gohan's death changed a lot of things in the Dragon Ball anime and set a lot of things in motion. So if that's an event we can change and we actually get to play through an alternate history where Future Gohan didn't get killed, that's really interesting. That's something I'm definitely going to be interested in playing through, because whereas my biggest complaint about Dragon Ball Xenoverse was we're essentially just playing through the anime, this kind of feels like we're going to be getting reimaginings of the different things that happened and actually experiencing the consequences of changing history, and that's something I'm definitely intrigued in. Again, this is just something I've taken away from the trailer. It's not confirmed, so don't go away from this video saying, oh, it's confirmed that we can change history and see these alternate timelines play out. That's just the takeaway I took from it, and from what I'm seeing online, it's the takeaway a lot of people are getting from it. So if that is actually what we get to do, I'm all for it. I'm really, really excited for that. There's a lot of things we can do with that, and there's a lot of different ways we can play the game. Hopefully, if we actually get to make these decisions and change history the way we want to, hopefully it'll actually lead to some nice multi-branch stories where, you know, no two playthroughs will be the same, because there's so many different ways of varying the gameplay. I mean, that will add so much to the replayability, which already Dragon Ball Xenoverse had lots of replayability, because I put in over 100 hours into that game. So actually having multi-stranded stories, you know, in very much a non-linear fashion, where we can actually get different results each time we play based on our decisions on what we decide to change or what we decide to keep the same, that's going to add so much more to the replay value. This game is going to be amazing if that's actually the way that they do this. But again, this is all just my speculation. We're not going to know anything else. We're probably going to know a bit more at E3, but this is all we know at the moment. Something else I want to point out as well, 3 characters that were in the trailer, I'm not including Future Gohan because he was actually dead in the trailer, but 3 characters that were alive and seemingly part of the actual story mode: Zarbon, Dodoria, Lord Slug. So already that confirms movie characters, because Lord Slug is a non-canon movie character, so that's going to be interesting as well. So could we see Bojack? Could we see Dr. Wheelo? Are we going to have a Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 size roster? Are they going to include Dragon Ball? And there's one thing that's kind of scared a lot of people. It seems like they're going to be focusing a lot on Dragon Ball Z. Where's that leave Dragon Ball Super? Now personally, I was hoping that we would see quite a few Dragon Ball Super characters, which is why I was kind of disappointed we were getting it this year. But I mean, last year the game was released way before Resurrection F did, and yet we still got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Vegeta and Jacko and Golden Frieza. So it's entirely possible that even if characters like Frost and Hit and Kaba don't make the actual roster, we could see them as DLC, as well as, you know, Black Goku, whoever that turns out to be, the Dragon Ball Super version of Future Trunks, and whatever other characters they decide to introduce to Dragon Ball Super over the next few months. Maybe we'll see them as DLC, so don't be too disappointed if they're not in the game. There's potentially the potential of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, considering Dragon Ball Xenoverse was one of the best-selling Dragon Ball games of all time. Very, very critically acclaimed. If Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 carries on that trend, I've got no doubt we will probably see Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, at which point Dragon Ball Super will be old enough for them to be able to retell the story, because let's be honest, so far Dragon Ball Super has retold Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and they've had one arc from, you know, original stories of Dragon Ball Super, so it wasn't really realistic for them to release the game now and actually include a lot of heavy sort of emphasis on Dragon Ball Super. So, you know, maybe 2017, 2018, 2019, maybe they will release Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 when there's enough history behind Dragon Ball Super to actually, you know, justify doing that. So, I mean, again, I'm just making the assumption that this is actually a sequel to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I mean, it's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, so, I mean, physically it is. But from a lore standpoint, it might actually have its own take on the Dragon Ball Xenoverse story. I mean, who knows? We haven't got any other information than what we've seen in this trailer. So, I mean, I think that kind of sums up everything we saw in the trailer. The trailer's got me excited. It's got all these theories pouring, you know, from pouring out of the Dragon Ball community. Some of them very creative theories about what we might see. Some of them, unsurprisingly, from the Dragon Ball community, not so creative. But at least they're trying. At least they're trying. So I can't wait for E3 to see if we actually get some more information. Now, the things that weren't in the trailer, the things I really hope are changed in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 than in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1. First of all, the drop rate when doing parallel quests, providing parallel quests are in the game, unlocking super moves, getting Dragon Balls, it was a nightmare. It added, I get that they were trying to add all the hours into the game that they could, but especially if there's multi-branching story, they especially don't have to do that in this game. It took way too long to unlock anything. I would spend 4 hours doing the same parallel quest just to unlock one super move. Eventually I just got bored and gave up. That's the only result that has. So I hope the drop rate's fixed. Online needs an overhaul big time because hit detection was a big issue, as well as people getting their ass kicked throughout the entire fight, waiting for the timer to hit less than 10 seconds and use a health capsule to actually raise their health higher than yours, and then they'll automatically win. That needs fixing. People should not be allowed to use items online. Another gripe I had with Xenoverse 1 was characters just being able to revive teammates. It really made 3 versus 3 or even 2 versus 2 at times very anticlimactic to actually end in a timeout instead of actually kicking the asses of everyone you're against. So I would like that to change. I mean, the only characters in the series that had the ability to heal people, we're talking Dende, who wasn't even a playable character. We're talking, there's a very, very small amount of characters that can actually heal people, and then you've got Vegeta healing people. It made no sense to me personally. So hopefully that's changed as well. So we've got hit detection, drop rates for items, we've got, capsule use while playing online, and the ability to revive teammates, because it's not fair anyway if someone gets revived and their team wins because they got revived and that's all they did. They got revived and their health went up higher than yours. Again, it's anticlimactic, and that's another thing as well. The time limits in matches, 3 minutes is just not long enough. You just don't come away feeling, yeah, I've had a fun game. Let us remove the time limits. And I'm pretty sure there was no way of actually just watching an AI versus AI match, which is also disappointing, so hopefully they've corrected that as well. Aside from all of that, I've really got no complaints about Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the original one. I didn't do a review for it for this channel because this channel was only just starting out when Dragon Ball Xenoverse came out. I will be doing a review for this one. I mean, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 would have scored a 7.5. It was a tremendously good game. Hopefully they've improved on everything they introduced with it. So, I mean, this has just been my thoughts on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 based on the trailer, my own theories on what we might see. As E3 happens, I will be following up with it because this is one of my main games of this year. So I'll be bringing you the updates and my own personal thoughts and feelings on that, as well as when they announce WWE 2K17, which is another game I'm going to be bringing a lot of content about. So, I'm hyped for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, even if it doesn't live up to all the expectations I've thrown out there with this multi-branching story and all that other stuff. That sounds amazing. Even if they don't go down that route, I'm fine with it. As long as it's a fun game and it's, doesn't feel exactly like Xenoverse 1, then I'll be happy with it. As long as they bring us something new and fresh and it's actually a fun game to play, then I'm fine with it. So drop a comment in the comment section below. What are you hoping to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? Is there anything you agree with or disagree with anything I've said? Please also leave that in the comment section below as well. I like seeing other people's opinions, especially if they disagree with me, because it's fun to see other people's perspectives. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Go back and watch some of my other content. I've done a lot of Dragon Ball Xenoverse videos as well as a lot of other stuff. Link to all that is in my channel. Go follow me on social media, all the links in the description below. Like this video and share it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever else you want to share it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.